Mike, what did you see different tonight about Shelby from his previous start?
You know, I threw the ball pretty well. Had a couple tough innings, the fourth and the sixth, that mounted up really fast. You got to give them credit, and they were able to do something that we weren't. You know, they get a lead double. Nice job getting him over. Nice job getting him in. Get another guy to third, sac fly. You know, those situational hitting opportunities can really turn the tide on the club. And, you know, you take the exact same. We had an opportunity that was missed in the second. We had first and third and opportunity to get a run in. We don't do it, and they can do the exact opposite. So it's kind of getting hit both sides, us not doing it and them doing a real nice job of doing little things right. And then the sixth, you know, gets the ball up out over the plate to a guy like Howard, and he continues to make us pay for it.
Mike, what was the issue with Shelby when Greg went out to the mound to see him?
The first time was with, you know, just making sure that it didn't look right at first base when they ran into each other. The second time was more of a hip flexor cramp, is what it was described as. He was on his last hitter. He felt fine when he threw his his warm-up pitch. Seems to be all right. It was just a pinch at the time.
The first base thing, if he twisted, it looked like his ankle?
No, he just had a scratch on his arm. But, you know, hopefully their guys are always good to see him walk off, because that looked pretty nasty.
Would you rather not see Shelby kind of slide in like that?
No, I'd rather see Shelby over there on time. I mean, that's the issue. And no, you know, you can't let a fantastic play by our first baseman surprise you. We've had guys diving all over the place, and it's just one of those things that you start to take for granted. And we worked so hard on it through the spring, back off a little bit through the season because we're trying not to beat these guys down. But you know, we're seeing a couple lapses over there with getting over to first base. But you know, the defense is it's a ball that they don't think is going to be fielded, but it's not a good enough defense. We got to be better at that.
Shelby's had some cramping issues before. Was this kind of like what he went through last year in his legs?
Yeah, actually, cramp's probably the wrong word as much as a pinch, and I don't know how it pinched, but something. You know, as you see him get tired, and you could see his mechanics at the end of the game, you could see he was kind of falling all over the place, and he does that late in the game, and not necessarily something he wants to do or we want him doing, but that's really his follow through kind of falls apart. And I think that there was probably something awkward in that pinched more so than dehydration, cramping.
How much did you guys know of Buchanan or were able to see him? And then was he kind of the guy that you expected him to be?
Yeah, we had, I think we had good reports, but the stuff in the box apparently looked different than what we're watching, and probably what most of everybody else was watching. You see, you know, good stuff, but not a lot different than what we've seen and been able to get a good swing at. But when the guys got up to the plate, they did see some later movement than they were expecting, a little sneakier than what they expected. And, you know, the first time you face a guy, we've had those issues before. But he continued to do it second, third time through the order. So, you know, there wasn't a lot of surprises. He had stuff that we couldn't get on today.
Is this stuff similar to Cologne's at all, or different kind of pitcher?
No, Cologne's kind of very unique. I think what it was a late breaking cutter that kept him off, as well as a very good changeup, and mixed in a breaking ball that he had a good feel for today. But the cutter was a very valuable pitch and locating the fastball well.
What's the next step for Shelby now? Will he be evaluated tomorrow to see how that feels?
That was nothing. I mean, if he would have been hurt, he wouldn't have thrown one more pitch. He's going to be fine. That was just like I said, when your mechanics fall apart like that and your legs are swinging and you're almost falling down after you throw, it should hurt, and that's what happened. I don't assume, or the trainers have already seen him. Everything looks fine. It was just a pinch from poor mechanics.